What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Movie Therapy, where I chastely talk to you as my audience, as my therapist, about a movie I've seen, and let's just have a conversation about it. And maybe if I'm like on the fence about a movie, maybe we can come to a conclusion at the very end whether I liked it or not. So either way, I just want to talk about something with you guys, and the movie I want to talk about right now is Everything Everywhere All at Once. Now, this one comes to us from A24, and it finally opens wide this Friday, April 8th. It's been in select theaters and kind of just having a slow rollout, kind of like what we used to see before the pandemic. And so this Friday, April 8th, it will be, I think, in over 1,000 theaters, 1,000 screens. I forgot what the exact number was, but that's really exciting. So going into this, well, first of all, what is this movie about? You're probably asking that. Sorry, jumped ahead of myself. An aging Chinese immigrant is swept up in an insane adventure where she alone can save the world by exploring other universes, connecting with the lives she could have led. So, a multiverse movie. And so, I remember hearing about the directors of the film, because it's directed by the Daniels. That's what they go by. That is their marketing name. But their respective names are Daniel Kwan and Daniel Shiner. Anyways, they were tapped to do episodes of Loki, and they turned it down because they were like, I want to do my own multiverse movie, and here it is. And this one's actually produced by the Russo brothers, so there's the connection. But yes, I've been looking forward to this one quite a bit. I really love Swiss Army Man. I think that was one of the more like explosive indie films that I remember seeing over the past 10 years. And I know both of them did not direct the death of Dick Long. Only one of them did, but they're business partners. I'm sure they have their hands in each other's projects in some way, shape, or form. So I'm still going to say that one was done by both of them. But that one was also a great dark comedy. So with this one, I expected more of the same. I'm like, I want to know, first of all, how these guys' minds work, and like I want to know how like they develop their story and like how they develop their settings and their characters and these wacky situations and have them all mean something. That is awesome to me. Like they are true auteurs in my eyes. People might look at them on the surface and be like, "Oh, Swiss Army Man. That's a movie about a farting corpse." There's more to that. There's more to it. Trust me. You just have to watch it. But like that is kind of their play, is that they have an amazing hook, a weird hook, and then they take you on a journey. And I love that about them. So after seeing this, I went online and I saw a lot of people, a lot of filmmakers, celebrities, even people that I follow in the film critic world, and just people that have attended all these early access screenings for this movie over the past 3 weeks. And I saw that everyone loved it. Saying it's one of the best movies they've ever seen. Really changed their lives. Changed their perspective on life. They are not the same person. And you know what I say to that? They are 100% correct. I saw this movie a couple weeks ago, and I wanted to sit on it, because it is one of the best movie experiences I've ever had in my life. And that is no joke, no lie. It is one of the best films I think I've ever seen. It is exactly what I expected from the directors, but then some. Really just kind of showcasing their true talents with a budget. And I loved this movie. I absolutely loved it. The Daniels, they take you on this experience where the main theme of this film is, even in the most absurd things, there's always something profound and meaningful. That is the theme of the movie to me. Also, family dynamic, and family guilt, generational guilt, how people grow up and how they pass it on to their kids, and lessons all that, that is there too. But finding something meaningful and profound in the absurd is what I got from this. And I cried several times throughout this film. Seeing Michelle Yeoh's character go from universe to universe and experience these situations, on the surface, it is funny. This is a very funny movie. Some of the situations and some of the violence is just so comical and so overdone, you can't help but like kind of nervously laugh. But when it gets to the real heart and the real meat of the story, and like her character going through the emotional ringer of discovering like who she is, discovering her or like reconnecting her love with her husband, finding a different path for her relationship with her daughter. All that was so emotionally overwhelming. And even like the climax of the film is like 20-30 minutes long. It's just nonstop where you're watching the scene kind of accelerate and get to that point, the emotional swell. And it's so overwhelming because I think this is a film a lot of us can relate to. And so that's why it got to me. And I just love the way they handled it, because this is science fiction, it's fantasy, it's a comedy, it's a drama, it's an adventure film. It's almost every single genre rolled up into one. There's even some horror elements in here on how they shot certain sequences and the use of like shadows and light. They made like the perfect genre movie because it's all genres. I've never seen that before. But the story that they were able to craft out of this, one, uses just their imagination. It's super creative. It's overwhelming with just over the top kind of comedic elements, and like it's very vibrant in color. It's very inventive in ways that I've never seen. I guess time travel or like multiverse stuff being done. I think they made the perfect movie for this type of story that they were trying to tell. So I really loved the director's vision. I loved their commitment to it. They don't ever shy away from this stuff. They always go at their ideas 1000%, and you're either on board with it or you're not. And I think this is the most accessible movie that they've ever done. I think people are going to love this. I think people are going to feel changed. I felt changed. I wanted to look at life way differently. I wanted to strip some of my anxiety and not worry about little things anymore. Because life is short. Life is precious. That's one of the other themes that they have in here. But it really does change you from a philosophical perspective, but also just from a creative perspective. I would like to get out there and make films again. This one right here has jump-started me to do that once more. It has fueled my creative belly. And now I want to start writing again. I want to start doing that stuff. And it's all because of this film. It does. It changes you. But I thought they did a really fantastic job. I know I'm going off on a tangent, but this is such a great film to kind of talk about, and there's so much to unpack. But I thought the story that they crafted was very inventive, very emotionally overwhelming, and really just has this loving heart to it that you can't help but like just want to hug this film. But I really want them to make more things like this, and I thought they did a fantastic job with executing themes, creativity, and just family dynamic between the characters. It's such a great job on their end. As far as the performances go, everyone does a fantastic job. I think this is one of the best things I've seen Michelle Yeoh do. I mean, she's always great, but like her playing multiple characters, playing a character that has this gigantic arc for 2 hours and 20 minutes and being a completely changed person at the end, that's hard to pull off. performance-wise, whether it be body language or facial expressions or the way your lines are being delivered. She was a completely switched character, and only someone as legendary as her can do that. But I thought the performances were out of this world. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is like production design, cinematography, and visual effects. Outstanding. Like for a film that is released by A24 and it is considered an indie film, this is shot cinematically. This is an epic film. Going from one location to the next, you really feel like you are jumping between multiverses, or you are going into the fantastical. You are going into a different realm. Like, they managed to accomplish that. It was produced by the Russos, so maybe they did have a little bit more budget to this and a little bit more pull, but my God, this whole thing was just, it was dressed impeccably. It was shot really well. The music is really nice, and like the production design and just the dressing up of this, it's just so good. So yeah, I don't know what else more to say about it. This is one of those things to where I saw it, I appreciated every single aspect about it, and it is my favorite film of the year so far. And yes, when people watch this, some people might get turned off. I had a few people leave the screening that I was at because I think they just saw the absurdity and was just like, this is absurd. But if you can really sit and marinate in any of their films, you will find profound things in the absurd. You can find that stuff. You just have to look hard enough. This world is crazy. There's so much going on. But you can always find something to have meaning in your life. Like, that's important. That's important storytelling. It's important themes. And I thought they did that. So that's it for me. I don't know what else more. I think this is it's a top tier movie for me. I'm excited to see it again, and I really hope everyone ventures out there and try something new and watch everything, everywhere, all at once. So thank you for joining me on my session today. Just talking about this movie. I know it's a lot to unpack, and I probably didn't even touch on a lot of things. Like, for instance, the fight choreography. Very inspirational of like kung fu films. Really fun to see. Jamie Lee Curtis is great as the kind of villain of the film. So once again, just kind of missing things because there was just so much. But yeah, I had fun with this. I cried a lot. I just looked at the world differently after this. So it was definitely a great film. So yes, let me know down below what you thought of Everything Everywhere All at Once. And thank you for joining me on this session of movie therapy. And I will see you guys next time for another one. All right, bye.